Hi guys, so this is chapter 29 of Pathfinder from my book Pieces, 52 Short Stories About Being Human. I'm Christina Maciej and my book can be found on Amazon both in digital and paper form. Today's reading is from chapter 29 as I said, and look, this is it, this is the whole chapter. So I'm just going to read the last paragraph. It only has really 2 paragraphs and then we have a little chat. It's the shortest chapter in the book actually, but it's just kind of like, little philosophical sketch, and one I'm actually quite fond of. So here we go, without further ado. For me, that's the ultimate purpose of a Pathfinder, to create a safe, tried space for others to walk through, to inspire others, to follow us by telling them of the lush green abundance awaiting them, to help those who fall and those that feel weak and tired by explaining how we felt tired, how we fell, and how we never gave up. We keep marching on. There are many paths that lead to the dream destination. Each road brings its own unique obstacles and challenges. Each Pathfinder have their own journey and their own followers. None are better than the others. However, some are more suitable to your specific talents, skills and needs than others, so you might find them easier, more appealing or beneficial. Whether you are a Pathfinder or a follower, choose your direction and get going. Your adventure, your life awaits. That's it. It's really that quick and that simple. Pardon me. This chapter, as I said, it's quite close to my heart. I wrote it in like few minutes. It just came kind of streaming through me, and I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed writing it, and I still enjoy reading it. It's just something that really resonates with me. And what I mean by Pathfinder, it's basically I feel that in life there are people who are Pathfinders and who are the followers, and Pathfinders are, like inventors and people who discover things, adventurers. So it doesn't have to be in a literal sense as the first people who climb mountains or go through unknown woods or jungles, but in Pathfinders in life, so people who find new creative ways of how to get to certain point. But it's also not just people that find those ways, but people who also are able to lead other people that way. They are teachers. So if you have someone who have, discovered a way how to become a really successful businessman, for example, and then he decides to teach other people how to be that, that's a Pathfinder. If you just go to the destination and stay there, that's helpful to you but no one else. But I think it takes a special kind of person who comes back repeatedly, for others, to help them to find their way there as well. So it's, for me, it's like, there's that paradise land, that kind of green, beautiful, lush space where there is everything you ever need. And there are some people who are able to reach it, and it's not easy. They're like, it's like, in my imagination, it's like treading through really deep snow. I don't know if you ever experienced that, or if you imagine going through really kind of quite deep waters. They're like up to here, but snow, I think, is better. And it's up to your thighs, and it's really hard to make steps, to take steps, and it's all wider. You don't know where you're going. You can't see any roads, any path. It's just all the same on a horizon, with blue skies and whiteness, nothing else. And you have to kind of keep direction. You have to keep pushing and keep going, and you're alone. And it's hard, it's really hard work, and you might fall, and you need to pick yourself up and keep going. You might be exhausted and tired, but you keep going. And you learn a lot through that process. But what happens is behind you there is a trail. So the next follower steps in your footsteps, and the next follower steps in their footsteps, and so forth. So it becomes eventually, quite wide paths, and after a while, well-traveled road. But it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you to take those steps in that deep snow, leading people, in a direction of the paradise. But I didn't want it to me, there's no just like one perfect road. There's so many different ways to get to our desired destination, and I think it's about finding the teachers and the leaders that resonate with us. So it's not, oh, his way is wrong and her way is right. It's what's right for me, who is the right person for me to follow, or am I the Pathfinder? Am I just gonna take completely unknown territory and go that way? And sometimes we follow someone part way and then branch off and say, okay, this doesn't work for me anymore, I'm gonna find my own way from here. Thank you very much for leading me this far, and now I'm gonna find my own way from here on. So it's that's kind of, that metaphor is in my head, and it's so alive in my head. I absolutely love it, and I hope I get to use it in my teaching as well in the future, because I love teaching. That's something that really resonates with me, and I'm just kind of finding my path in that as well. At the moment I'm still in the path of learning and following, studying a lot, other teachers and Pathfinders, and watching TED Talks and reading books and studying myself and all that, just constantly accumulated knowledge and experience. So when I'm ready, I can start treading my own path and teaching my own followers, who will hopefully benefit from what I'm doing, and then branch off into their own path and finding their own new ways of going through life and having adventures. So yeah, so much talking about such a short chapter, but have a read. I hope it will make sense to you, and I'll speak to you next week.